All right, everyone, and let's look at Photoshop user interface. You have a lecture about it, but I want to show you in video a little bit more about it. So let's look about it right now. So in reality, this is your user interface. It has been made gray, so it's nice and easy on your eyes. In reality, that's very important. That's what the color the brain wants to see the best is the gray. It counterbalances every color it sees to see gray. That appease him. So that's why they made it like that. It's a lot easier to work long hours like that without any strains. So now let's look at it. At the top right here, you have the application bar right here that has all the menu like new, open, save, export, or edit, cut, and things like that. And we'll go through the menus during the class period, obviously. And the rest of the weeks. After that, you have the option bars right here and the toolbars right there. It is important to note that the toolbar is depending on the actually the option bar is depending on the toolbar. Depending on the tool you choose, you will get different options. As you can see right here, they change every time pretty much and give you the option needed to really get what you want to do with that tool. So that's very important to understand that. Let's make a new file. So you go to new, right here, file, new, and you put your name, for example, GIT230, right? And right here, you can change the size of things. There's a custom right here, but you have all the different type of work you can do with it. Let's say we do web right here, for example. Well, actually, maybe not. Let's see. Let's do custom default Photoshop size. There you go. Like that, we can see what's going on. It's at 300 in definition, which is too much for visual arts. It'd be great for printing, but not for visual arts. So let's do something else. We'll do just photo, for example, right here. It's still at 300 because it's very high quality. Let's do custom. Okay, in custom we can change whatever we want like that. First of all, I like pixels and not inches. That's more appropriate to what we do visually. Let's do 800 by 600. This is a classic size for the web. Let's change the resolution from 300 to 72, which is what you use for visual art right here. And we have our work area. It is called the work area. You can see its name right there. Its size right now it is at 100%, and you can see it's an RGB file, red, green, and blue at 8 bits. Okay, per channel basically. So you have a 24 bits file right here. Okay, now let's keep going on that. You have the status bar right here that tells you the size of the document right here and how it has been basically zoomed or not. That's pretty important. And then after that, you have the docking menus right there. They are called. It's a panel. It can be moved, and it includes a couple things. First of all, you can open the history right here, which will let you undo more than once, and that's pretty important. Right here by just clicking on it. Right here, you can have the property of what you're doing. And of course you have the device preview if you are using different type of device that you need to look into, like I don't know, mobile phone or a special type of web browser that could be used right there, of course. Now in the panel right there you have the colors that is changing right there when you use a brush. All right here for example, and I can change it to the blue and do whatever bluish I want now. As you can see right here, that's pretty useful. You just move the cursor up and down like that. In that panel, you have the swatches that let you choose colors, and this is very important because you can create your own swatch that will actually, you see, you can reset, you can load swatches, you can save, you can replace swatches. Alright, so you can replace swatches with whatever swatch system you have created or a color table, which is pretty useful. Alright, because like that your art will be always consistent in the color scheme, and that's what we want. Okay, so that's very important. You have different type of adjustment you can do right here, and different type of style of layers. All right, so you can definitely change, not on the background, but you can definitely change, and I'll show you that in a second, how it looks like. I never like background layers, and that gets down to the lower level right here, which said layer, channels, and path. The channels is basically the red, green, and blue channels that we talked in RGB, and then the path is if you create a special path with some of the vector tools right here. In the layer system right here, you have the background, and the background, I don't like the background. I never use them, so I create new layers. You can delete the layers, you can create new layers, and you can create, you know, folder for it. I always delete it, so let me get rid of that one right here. All right, and keep the transparency regular layer that has more options. Watch my layer video, it explains about it. So now if I do something like that, for example, it'll doodle like that. All right, you guys, and if I go to the different type of style, I can change the way it will look like. See, I can really give it a special style. All right, you guys, very quickly. Even you see, it looks, thicker, not rounded. So there's a lot of things that can be done like that. It's very, very useful, or no style. Okay, so that's pretty much for that menu right there. The swatches are very, very useful. And that's pretty much it for our menus. So make sure you watch the layer video. It's pretty important. And that's it for that video. Thank you.